My dad woke up every morning and said to himself, who can I make happy today?
Fishy said that his mother, should rest in peace, used to always say, be happy. And that's how he lived his life. Be happy. And not just happy for yourself, but give happiness to others.
Everything he did made me laugh. Like when I think of Uncle Fishy, I think of love, tons of love, and laughter. I can hear his cackle right this minute.
We went to movies and ate humongous amount of popcorn, and we laughed, and we went to restaurants, and we just were together a lot. We were pals.
We never held any secrets from each other. I kept secrets from other people, but never from him. He was like my big brother. And when my husband passed away, he was there for me every moment. Every moment.
My first disappointment, I think, in life when I was a little girl was finding out that Fishy wasn't exclusively my uncle. I went to school one day and I was talking about Shabbos with my Uncle Fishy, and someone else said, oh, I have an Uncle Fishy. And I said, it can't be the same one. He was Uncle Fishy to hundreds of people.
So my dad was born in Los Angeles, June 5th, 1922. He grew up in Boyle Heights. He was there till the age of 13 when his parents decided it was best for him to go to Chicago to get a Jewish education and learn in the yeshiva there because there was no yeshiva in Los Angeles. He came back to LA when he was drafted into World War II, into the Navy, where he was stationed in Hawaii. Then the state of Israel was established, and he decided he wanted to go help establish it. And so he moved to Israel and lived on a kibbutz there in Kfar Dorom. And then his father took sick in Los Angeles, and he was summoned to come home. And then he remained in Los Angeles for the rest of his life. Shul was one of the most important things to my dad. He was taught as a little kid by his father that you have to live near a shul. But when it came to young Israel, he lived pretty much next door to the shul. And the shul became his second home.
He generated such a good feeling. People would walk in and they just want to be with him.
No matter when I made it to shul, no matter how early I was, Fishy was always here. He was the first one here.
He had such a unique laughter that I can hear. It echoes in my head all the time.
As soon as I come to shul and I kiss him on the cheek and wish him a good Shabbos, he'd say, what's happening, baby?
After a bar mitzvah or bat mitzvah speech, he would always turn to me and say, we have nothing to be worried about.
His schedule made me tired just hearing about it. Going to the VA hospital and volunteering and going to the gym, and these were things that really mattered to him.
When Art was volunteering here at the VA hospital, he took care of photocopying, hole punching, filing. But one of the really big helpful things is when a subject couldn't see well enough to read the consent form, he would actually be the person who would go there and sit with them and read the whole consent form to them. And it could be 20 pages.
When I met Arthur Fishy in the gym for the first time about 6 years ago, I think his unique greetings, his four-letter expletives followed by the broad ear-to-ear smile is exactly what captivated me. And I think what made us very interested in having a friendship was our common love of our spiritual and religious backgrounds. I'm a former Catholic priest. Arthur, of course, is a devout Orthodox Jew. And so we had a great common love of Scripture.
I want people to remember my dad's zest for life. His cup was always half full, never half empty.
He loved strangers. He loved walking down the street and just smiling and just putting out a good vibe because he felt like that good vibe was a catchy vibe. It would start a wave of positivity.
He lived without blinders. He was just accepted everybody.
And I'll never forget when we went away for Pesach when we were in Arizona. And by the time we hit the first morning after the Seder, Uncle Fishy had already had more pickles and more lox and hot dogs and everything else. He landed himself in the emergency room from salt poisoning, right? We were taking him to the hospital. He's like, but that was sure good. He says, that was sure great. That's the way he enjoyed life.
He loved celebrating anything, any birthday, any opportunity to celebrate was a good one, you know, and to be together as a family. So that was really important to him.
He never acted his age. He always acted like a young person. He never got old, mentally or physically.
He would always tell me whenever he would wake up in the morning, he would look at himself and say, who can I make happy today? And he was just that kind of person.
Fishy's good name was what he prided himself on more than anything else. It was a name that bespoke thoughtfulness, kindness, respect, generosity of nature, and a true love of not just his fellow Jews, but of mankind in general. No one could ask for a better name than Uncle Fishy.
You are all very special to me, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart for your love and friendship for so many years. L'chaim. Did you hear?